Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today we're taking a close look at Pasithea Therapeutics.
That's right. The ticker is KTTA. And we've got a listener asking, what's the significance here? What's driving the interest? We've got some reports, some analysis, recent news. So our job is to pull out the key stuff, help you figure out what's actually going on with KTTA.
Okay, sounds good. So Pasithea Therapeutics, let's start with the basics. What kind of company are we talking about?
Well, they're a clinical stage biotech. That means they're developing drugs but don't have products on the market yet.
Right, and their focus areas.
They're looking at CNS disorders, central nervous system stuff, also these things called RASopathies, which are genetic conditions, and cancer as well.
A few different areas then. Is there a lead candidate getting most of the attention?
There is, yes. It's called PAS004. It's a type of drug known as a macrocyclic MEK inhibitor.
A MEK inhibitor. Okay, what does that actually do? What are they trying to treat with it?
So MEK is part of a signaling pathway in cells, the MEPK pathway. Sometimes this pathway gets stuck on, leading to uncontrolled cell growth, like in cancer.
Oh, okay.
PA004 is designed to block MEK to kind of shut down that signal. They're initially targeting neurofibromatosis type 1, or NF1, that's one of those RASopathies, and also advanced cancers, where this MPK pathway is known to be driving the tumor growth.
Got it. So NF1 and specific cancers, are they looking at anything else?
The reports also mention investigations into ALS, MS, and schizophrenia. It seems their overall approach is what they call translational medicine.
Translational medicine, meaning taking lab discoveries into actual patient treatments.
Basically, yeah. Bridging that gap between the preclinical science and getting something useful into the clinic. It's about making that translation efficient.
Okay. Now let's talk about the stock itself. There was some pretty dramatic action recently, wasn't there? May 6th?
Oh, yeah. Big surge. The price jumped something like 143% intraday. Huge move for a single day.
Wow. What was behind that? Any specific news?
Looks like a combination of things. Just before that, on April 29th, they announced they'd finished enrolling patients in cohort 6 of their phase 1 trial for PAS004.
So progress on the clinical front, that's usually positive for biotech.
It signals things are moving forward with their lead drug, yes. And then on the same day as the surge, May 6th, they also priced a public offering.
Ah, raising money. How much?
It was a $5 million offering. So you have trial progress news followed immediately by securing new funding. That combination likely fueled the big jump.
It's interesting, though, because that surge came after a pretty rough period for the stock, right?
That's a really important context.
Yeah.
You're right. The stock had been down significantly, about 42% year-to-date before that, and roughly 76% over the previous 12 months.
So this recent pop is quite a reversal, or at least a change in direction.
It is. It makes the surge stand out even more. And it seems retail investors notice too.
Oh.
Yeah. The sources mentioned positive chatter picking up on places like StockTwits around these developments, people getting excited about the trial news and the funding.
Okay, let's look under the hood a bit. What about their financials? You mentioned their clinical stage, so probably not profitable.
That's the typical picture, yes. Looking at the 2024 proxy data we have, they reported revenue of 3.2 cents.
$3.2 million. Where would that come from if they don't have products?
Likely collaboration payments, maybe milestones from a partner or grants. It's not product sales. It suggests some level of external activity, but it's minimal compared to their spending.
And the spending, R&D must be high.
It is. R&D expenses were $8.5 million in 2024. That's where the money goes developing these drugs.
So with revenue of $3.02 and R&D of $8.05?
They posted a net loss of $12.7 million. Again, very common for a biotech at this point, investing heavily in the pipeline.
And that $5 million offering makes sense then. They need the cash.
Seems that way. The reports don't give specific debt or EPS figures, but the reliance on equity financing, like this recent offering, looks clear. Free cash flow is almost certainly negative with clinical trials ongoing.
Right. How do they stack up against competitors? It's a crowded field, biotech.
Extremely crowded, especially oncology and CNS. Stock prices in this sector live and die by clinical trial results, and the regulatory hurdles are massive, getting FDA approvals of the whole game.
Any specific competitors mentioned?
The analysis points to companies like Revolution Medicines and Mirati Therapeutics as peers, particularly in the oncology space, maybe working on similar pathways.
So KTTA is kind of the smaller challenger against potentially more established players?
Potentially, yes, especially if those peers have later-stage drugs or more funding. KTTA seems positioned as needing PAS004 to really make its mark. Understanding how PA004 might differ, maybe in side effects or efficacy compared to competitors' MEK inhibitors would be key.
Are there broader industry trends that play into this?
Definitely. There's huge investment going into precision oncology tailoring treatments. MEK inhibitors are part of that trend.
Right.
And the market for neurofibromatosis therapies is also expected to grow. One report suggested maybe an 8% annual growth rate through 2030, that you'd need specific market research for firm numbers.
Okay, let's try and summarize. What are the key strengths you see for Pasithea?
Well, focusing on potentially underserved CNS markets is one point, and the hope that PAS004 could be a best-in-class MEK inhibitor. That's a big potential upside if the data pans out.
And completing that trial enrollment shows they can execute operationally.
That's a positive signal, yes. Progress is key.
And on the flip side, the red flags or risks.
The biggest ones are common to many biotechs at this stage. They're pre-revenue, they're losing money. Their success hinges almost entirely on clinical trial outcomes, which are inherently risky. High failure rates are just part of the business.
Binary outcomes, essentially.
Very much so. And based on past spending, their cash might not last forever, meaning they might need to raise more money down the line, potentially diluting existing shareholders.
So looking ahead, what are the key things for investors to watch?
The number one catalyst is definitely the clinical data from the PAS004 trials. When those results come out, that will be a major inflection point.
Any idea when that might be?
The sources we have don't specify a timeline, unfortunately. It's just flagged as the key upcoming event. Also, keep an eye out for any potential partnerships or licensing deals that could also be significant.
And the risks remain the trial failing or needing more cash.
Those are the primary ones, yes. Clinical trial failure is always the big sword hanging over development stage biotechs, and dilution risk from future financing needs is also very real.
What about the people running the company? Any insights on management?
The reports we looked at didn't really go into detail on the CEO or the executive team's background or track record. You probably need to dig into their official filings, like proxy statements, or check the company website for that information.
Okay. And any insider buying or selling recently?
Nothing mentioned in these sources. But given they just closed that public offering around May 7th, it's worth watching for SEC Form 4 filings in the coming weeks. That's where insiders have to report their transactions.
Good point. So finally, wrapping up on valuation and risk, where does KTTA stand?
Well, based on older data, the market cap was around $47 million. That's firmly in microcap territory,
Which means?
which means it's highly speculative. These small companies can have huge swings, but the risks are also very high. One analysis summed it up with a hold with high risk tolerance recommendation.
Hold with high risk tolerance. Basically, be careful until we see the data.
That seems to be the message. It highlights the caution needed until those clinical trial results provide more clarity. For someone new to biotech, clinical stage means they're testing in humans, phase 1, 2, or 3, but approval to sell could still be years away, if it happens at all. Phase 1, where PAS004 is mostly about safety and dosage finding.
Okay, so bringing it all together, Pasithea Therapeutics, KTTA, is certainly getting attention now. You've got that clinical trial progress, the recent funding, giving them some runway.
Right, some positive momentum signals there.
But it's operating in that classic high-risk, high-reward biotech space. Everything really hangs on the upcoming clinical data for PAS004.
Absolutely. Those results will be critical. So, for anyone following this, keep a close eye on news about the trials and any further financial moves they make.
It really underscores how dynamic biotech investing can be, doesn't it? A single piece of data can change the whole story very quickly.
It certainly does. We hope this exploration gave you a clearer picture of Pasithea Therapeutics. If you found this useful, please do subscribe, like the show, and maybe leave a comment if you have more questions.